Hi everyone, welcome to ABC Interactive English. I'm Mike.
And I'm Karen.
And it's our third day looking at the bugs around us with Deborah and Beckett. And today's episode, today's article, today's dialogue, I should say, is going to get a little painful possibly because they're not only talking about insects, they're talking about bites or being bitten by an insect. And yeah, ouch, exactly, that can hurt.
And it could be really itchy, not just hurt.
Oh, that's true. Mosquitoes, of course, are the ones most people would think of, and I think most people would have had the experience of having a mosquito bite them.
Of course,
Yeah,
and
you've
also
had that.
flea bites too.
Ooh, fleas.
Extremely itchy.
Have you had that before?
Yes, I've had flea bites. You've never?
No, I had a cat once.
Really?
I still have the cat, actually. We didn't get rid of the cat, but he got fleas. Yeah, that was a bit of trouble.
Yeah.
But actually, it wasn't so bad getting rid of the fleas. But yeah, the bites are a little painful.
Yes.
Yeah, I had that. How about a bee? Have you ever
Never.
been bitten or stung by a bee?
I have never gotten stung by a bee.
Okay.
How about you?
Yeah, that's happened when I was a little kid. Then it bites you. You know.
Oh no.
Those actually can be dangerous, right? We
You're
shouldn't
right.
joke about those. Some people can get allergic
You're right.
to them, right? And it can actually be really dangerous for some people to be bitten by a bee. How about a wasp or a hornet? Those are those insects that look like bees. They're kind of
bit
orange and
bigger?
yellow and black, and they also are mean and don't give us honey, which is not. Yeah, I was bitten by a wasp once.
Oh my goodness.
That actually hurts a lot.
That's why you don't like insects. I get it now.
They can cause you trouble. But actually, the bees, they can actually hurt quite a lot. How about a spider? Have you ever been bitten by?
Nope,
No,
never.
Me neither. I know some people, but luckily I haven't. Well, okay, so we're gonna find out what kind of delicious meal Deborah or Beckett will be providing for a bug, and hopefully they won't get too many bites.
All right.
Deborah is checking out Beckett's bug bites.
Man, these mosquito bites are really itchy, and they hurt too.
Beckett, those bites aren't from mosquitoes.
Really? How can you tell?
Okay, so the bugs are still around us in The Bugs Around Us, Part C, and it seems like the bugs have really been around Beckett because as we begin the dialogue, it says Deborah is checking out Beckett's bug bites. When you're checking out something, you're looking at something, maybe something new and interesting. Ooh, check that out. Check out my new thing. Check out my bug bites because I slept with the windows open and mosquitoes came in and turned me into their lunch. And that's apparently what happened to Beckett, poor guy. So he's got a lot of bug bites or mosquito bites or whatever it is, because a bite is basically where you have been bitten, where some kind of animal has used its teeth or its mouth parts to cause some kind of injury or wound to you. We could talk about a cat bite or a dog bite or a shark bite, which of course would be much bigger and much more dangerous. But a mosquito bite will be a little red bump and it will be itchy or something like that. So that place where you can see some red on your skin or you have some kind of injury, that is a bite because the animal did bite you. So we can also, of course, use it as a verb. Back to the dialogue, and Beckett begins. He's like this. You can imagine he's covered in those red spots, and he says, "Man, these mosquito bites are really itchy. Oh, don't scratch them like that. If it's itchy, you'll scratch them." But he says, "Man, these mosquito bites are really itchy, and they hurt too." Maybe because you're scratching them all the time, Beckett?
That's
Maybe
true.
don't scratch them.
But sometimes when they're so itchy, it's really hard not to
super
scratch.
hard to not
and sometimes
scratch
when you
them.
scratch, it kind of feels good.
It does.
And then it starts being painful.
It can hurt.
A mosquito is our next vocabulary word. Now, we all know what a mosquito is, right? They're insects, and they come and bite you, especially when the weather is very hot and humid, right? And then you have these mosquito bites, and then you have this little red bump. It's very, very itchy, right?
That's true. And of course, mosquitoes can also carry diseases like
You are
yellow
right.
fever, malaria, Zika, and things things like that. Luckily, we can avoid most of those things in Taiwan. I think in the south of Taiwan, it can be dangerous, but generally for most of us, the only thing a mosquito can do is give us this itchy bite. And if something is itchy, it's causing it's troubling your skin, it's causing irritation, but basically what you want to do is you want to take your fingernails, and go like that on your skin because, oh, that feels so good. Because otherwise it feels like ants are crawling on you, or it's kind of dry, your skin's maybe dry. It's not hurting, but it's definitely causing you to be uncomfortable. And actually just thinking about being itchy is kind of making me feel itchy.
Me too.
It's kind of a weird thing, right?
When you were talking about that, I was actually scratching myself.
But if you see someone doing that, you're kind of saying, hey, are you itchy?
But once you scratch for a while, it's going to start to hurt. And that is our next vocabulary word, and it is a verb. Sometimes it could hurt. You can feel, like pain, or something's really painful, and you say, ow, it really hurts, right? Like if I punch you.
Oh, you hurt me.
That's right.
Yeah, if you cause an injury or a wound, you hurt someone. We could also use this if you hurt someone's feelings.
No, you're right.
If you lie to your friend or say something mean to your friend, you could
make them sad.
Yeah, you hurt me. You hurt my feelings, you hurt my emotions, or you hurt my body by actually hitting me or something like that. Anyways, so Beckett's got all these bites. He's scratching them, and he's saying these mosquito bites are really itchy. But Deborah, she has another idea about this.
That's right. Now Deborah says, Beckett, those bites aren't from mosquitoes. Those bites aren't from mosquitoes. Then where are the bites from?
Well, yeah, different bites have different shapes, and they might be different parts of your body. And remember, Deborah, she loves insects, so she knows lots about the science and these animals and different facts and stuff. So Beckett says, really? This is surprising news. He thought these were mosquito bites. Really? He says, how can you tell? Okay, now here we're not using tell like I'm going to tell a story. We're saying, how do you know that? How can you identify that? How can you see that that is true? Like if someone comes in and they're wearing a hat, and Karen says, oh, I can tell you got a haircut. I'd say, how can you tell that person has a hat on? How does she know that? How can you see that and see that fact or see what's going on there?
Because Karen is very observant.
Exactly. And you notice they have hair on their shoulders from where it fell off. I can tell you got a haircut. I can see that with my eyes. All right, let's take a break, and then we'll be back with more about what exactly is biting Beckett.
I have no idea.
They're in little lines and groups. Also, they're just around your ankles and on the backs of your knees.
Okay, but that still doesn't tell me anything.
At first, I thought of a kind of fly because it likes to bite there. Then I remembered something. You have dogs at home.
Yeah, so?
You have flea bites, and the bugs most likely came from them.
Welcome back, everybody. So now we're still trying to figure out what actually bit Beckett, right?
Yeah, he's got little red marks. They're very itchy. He thought they were mosquitoes, but Deborah, she has another idea.
That's right. Deborah says, they're in little lines and groups. Also, they're just around your ankles and on the backs of your knees. So they don't really look like mosquito bites, right?
Right, and mosquitoes bite you everywhere, especially maybe your arms and stuff.
That's right. And then they're not usually in groups, and they're not in lines.
And they're not little. They can actually be quite big.
You're right.
Interesting. So Beckett is hearing all this, and he's kind of looking, they're down on my legs or on my ankles and knees, not in other places. they do seem to be a little bit different than mosquito bites. But as he says, okay, maybe they aren't mosquito bites, okay, but that still doesn't tell me anything. Well, it doesn't really tell him anything except they're probably not mosquito bites. But what is biting him? As he said, a lot of these bites are in lines and they're around his ankles and the backs of his knee. Now, when we think of an ankle and a knee, we're thinking of parts of our legs. Now, I can't really do the yoga and show you my leg. So imagine this is my leg and this is my foot. Your ankle is this part, okay? If you're kicking a soccer ball, if you're running, if you're walking, your ankle is doing a lot of moving. So where your foot joins the bottom of your leg, that part is your ankle. And if we move up,
and is our knee, right? Your upper leg, upper part of your leg, and also like your thighs, and then also your leg. The part joining these two parts would be your knee, so that you can bend your legs, right?
Exactly. When you stand up, your knee is kind of straight. When you sit down, of course, your knees bend because your legs are bending at the same time.
And sometimes if you fall down, you can hurt your knee.
If you fall off your bike, you can scrape your knees up real bad. Yeah.
Exactly.
Absolutely. So he's also saying this doesn't tell me anything. Now, anything is one of those wonderful pronouns we use quite often because it means anything. All right? It's just basically whatever you can think of. That is anything. If you come home and you look inside your fridge and there is not a single thing there you can eat, you'd say, there's nothing to eat. I can't see anything in the fridge. I don't have anything to eat. An apple would be something. Not having even an apple means there is not anything in there. Someone says, don't tell me anything about the movie. I don't want you to tell me the name of the hero, what happens if there's a big car chase. Nothing. Don't tell me anything. Don't tell me even one single piece of information or one single fact. Don't tell me anything. So he doesn't know he knows one thing. It's not a mosquito bite.
That's right.
Yeah.
And Deborah goes on by saying, at first, I thought of a kind of fly because it likes to bite there, like around your ankle, right? Then I remembered something. You have dogs at home.
Ooh, yeah. Well, that might have something to do with it.
That's right. And remember is our next vocabulary word, and it is a verb. It's to recall something from your memory, okay?
Basically, yeah.
So if I haven't seen my friend for a long time, maybe I forgot my friend's name, or maybe after a while, I remember your name.
There you go. You have that information in your brain and you're able to get it back when you need it. You remember it. The opposite, of course, would be to forget something.
That's right.
That information is gone from your brain. You're like, I don't know. But if you do know, you remember. So she's saying, I remember. I know this about you. Maybe I didn't think about it right away, but now I'm thinking about it. You have dogs at home, and Beckett still doesn't understand what that has to do with the bites. So he kind of says, yeah, I have dogs at home. So, why are you saying that? Why is there any connection here between the dogs and the bites?
And Deborah says, you have flea bites.
There's the connection.
And the bugs most likely came from them because we know whenever you have pets, dogs or cats, sometimes they would have fleas. Yeah. These are the little insects that would jump on your body, and then they can also jump on people, human, and then to make it really, really itchy when they bite you.
Interesting. And I guess the skin down around your knees, it's quite thin there.
Yes.
So it's easy for them to bite. I know with my cats, they were getting them around their neck, like underneath their chin and their neck. That's where you would see the bites from the fleas. So there you go. He's got dirty dogs and he's going to have to go to the animal hospital, get some medicine. It shouldn't be too bad. And I think once you kill the fleas on the pet, you will be fine.
You are right.
So it should only be a few days and he'll be fine, but he'll still have to deal with mosquito bites and all of the other insects that can bite him. But hopefully fleas will not be a part of his future or your future. But please do enjoy the millions and millions of types of insects out there. Some of them are a little but a lot of them are fascinating.
You are right.
There you go, guys. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you soon with more fun and fascinating articles. Until then, I'm Mike.
And I'm Karen. Goodbye.
What's that? Deborah is checking out Beckett's bug bites.
Man, these mosquito bites are really itchy, and they hurt too.
Beckett, those bites aren't from mosquitoes.
Really? How can you tell?
They're in little lines and groups. Also, they're just around your ankles and on the backs of your knees.
Okay, but that still doesn't tell me anything.
At first, I thought of a kind of fly because it likes to bite there. Then I remembered something. You have dogs at home.
Yeah, so?
You have flea bites, and the bugs most likely came from them.
Hi， 大家好，我是 Stephanie。今天我们一起看单字。第一个呢是名词 bite， 叮痕咬伤。What should I do for a snake bite？ 我该怎么处理被蛇咬的伤口？第二个呢是名词 knee， 膝盖。Amber hurt her knee during a volleyball game. Amber 在一场排球比赛中伤了膝盖。第三个呢是代名词 anything， 任何事物。I didn't buy anything at the store. 我在那间店什么也没买。最后一个单字呢是动词 remember， 记得。Do you remember Olivia's phone number？ 你记得 Olivia 的电话号码吗？好，今天的文法重点，第一个呢是 the back of 加名词，在点点点后面。back 是名词后面的意思，比如说 I found a date on the back of the painting。我在那幅画的后面发现一个日期。第二个重点呢是 somebody thinks of 加名词，某人想起想到。像是大家有没有听过一个迷信，当你一直打喷嚏的时候，就是有人正在想你。所以如果哪天你朋友一直打喷嚏，你就可以跟他说 I guess someone's thinking of you。 我猜有人正在想你哦。好，最后一个重点呢是 most likely， 很可能，大概。We will most likely be the first ones there。 我们可能是第一个到那里的。Likely 的意思呢，就是很有可能的，可能会发生的，和 probably 是相似词。好，那今天的讲解就到这里 ，See you。
Taitung County has a long history and many different kinds of people. The Taitung County Government wants to teach everyone who comes here about native culture. The Taitung County Government also deals with tourism. Its website is very easy to use. You can get answers to all your questions about visiting Taitung. The website also gives tourists suggestions to make their visit safe and fun. The most famous event in Taitung is the International Balloon Festival. It is held in Luye Township from June to August. The sky is full of colorful balloons during the festival. Some of the balloons welcome visitors to take a ride. It's an experience you won't forget.
See you next time!